Oh boy. You know, you feel like a horse's ass when you realize you've been talking the whole time with the mic turned off. To recap, super quick, last night, I'm going to do a few things in the background here. Last night, I crashed out. The stream and the computer crashed. And actually, I rarely crash. This machine had probably been up for a week at that time. I crashed after about 2 hours and 38 minutes of streaming. And fortunately, I finished the first 10 poses. Actually, I only did 5 poses last night in that 2 hours and 38 minutes. That's extremely slow, but the reason being was I had to convert a few things to props. I had to make the props and the figure work as a hierarchical figure. A hierarchical pose, to do it the right way for submission to DAS, takes about 3 to 4 times as long as a standard pose, because you have to not only save it correctly, but you also have to go in and edit the DUF file with Notepad to remove the Y and Z translation and to ensure that it will not reset or affect the expression data in the figure. So now, if you have multiple figures, that takes even longer. So you're just magnifying that edit that has to happen. So um, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to fix this thumbnail that you see right here. You see I don't have hair on her. Well, actually, when it pops up, maybe you'll see that. For whatever reason, the mouse over it. There we go. See, she doesn't have hair. And this is kind of I missed this the first time through, so I don't like it with no hair. And I was going to let it go, and it would meet the letter of the requirement, but that's not good enough for me. So I'm going to go ahead and fix her back the way she was with the hair, because this is a super quick edit to make. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out how I'm going to, there we go, about like that. This is probably two whimsical poses in this kit are enough. I'm going to stay away from the whimsical, and I'm going to go to practical combat, probably multi-figure for the rest of these, but taking a little bit of extra time to make them hierarchical, I do believe is kind of it's an appeal. People realize there's more work to it, and then it's easier for them to make a scene with multiple figures. And yeah, so let's go make her beautiful. Once again, we'll go to people, female. We're looking for the Genesis 8 category. We just want to apply the basic material on her. IRA, skin, there we go. That's all we need. Then we're going to just go back to the main folder for this product, Steam Jane. We're going to add this shirt. I believe I did leave the, so it was the shirt, the pants, and the boots, I think is all I need to add in this case. Although really, anything else would be fine. I know that I'm going to put that hair on there. So yeah. Now I'm going to go back over to products, go to, I believe it was, I know it was one of the D-Force hairs. So get a long hair, so I get rid of the short hairs. See, now this is real gripe for me, is that like the metadata is not always included the right way. Sometimes you don't get the results here. This is a hair that I have used. Oh, actually no, that's the romance hair. I barely used that one. This is an okay hair for this, but I do prefer what's it called? Classic long hair is a nice one too. Let's see if we can update that. Where is it at? Okay, so it's not showing up there. So I'm gonna go back and just go to all the hair. See if I can find this one that I'm looking for that I used last night. I believe it's called Wavy. Not that one, but that one will do. There's one of these that, here it is. This one comes with a lot of great preset shapes, which I like a lot. So anyway, with the figure selected, going to apply that. D-Force Classic long curly hair. That's the one. So I always like black for these because it's stark. It's not blonde. Haha, there we go. So she's in that position there. I think I kind of want her hair behind her. So we'll set this up and you can tell that it's kind of like not touching anything, so you can do a real simple simulation and not have to change the pose. It just makes it go a little quicker. Run that real quick. And I'm going to save this as thumbnail builder so I can get back to this look very quickly. The wind is whipping right now, y'all. I'm looking out the window at the other end of this 1,000 square foot room, and I am seeing the only window. There's trees are moving out there. Golly. Golly Bob, howdy Vern. So, yeah. I have the power. And my hand hit the off button. That's okay. I need to save the battery. So yesterday we had about a 3-hour power outage. This thing had been charging and it stayed on the whole time. Nice little thing. And I only paid like $11 for it. It's really cool. It looks like it would have weight to it, but it's actually 3D printed. So it's super, super lightweight plastic. And my granddaughter plays with this like a ball, and it's not broken yet. So by the way, you don't have to like let that simulation run totally. Once you get the basic draping of the hair, that's all you need. Okay, so I'm going to switch back here, make sure we got our look. And then just real quick, I'm going to verify. I'm going to put this back in the right folder, meaning the destination for the render. This is poses. There we go. Browse to that. We need that. Okay. All right. Here. Yeah, it takes a minute, y'all. It takes a minute. Now it's this pose right here. So that's what I am doing. Okay. La 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 la. Yep, it's already there, so be overwriting it. In the interest of making these things editable, if I were to ever come back and take this content, cut out all the dead spaces, and just have more oriented toward training to do a specific task, then I think probably leaving out the background music was the way to go. Which makes it maybe a boring watch, but it's kind of like background stuff for while you're working anyway. I mean, you're going to see the tasks revealed. It's not rocket science. There is a lot of repetition. But there is a little bit of nuance to how you save H poses and things of that nature. So, all right, let's see how this looks. All right. All right, so we go here. It looks pretty darn good. And I think what I can do is, that's a pretty good drape right there. So with the long hair selected, I'm going to go into general simulation and freeze simulation. I believe this will be okay for the next pose as well. And once again, the hat has to be parented to the hip. That's the most straightforward way to set up H poses. The hat, or if she were fighting another figure, that figure would be parented to her hip. Come on, Data Studio, catch up on me. I feel like I'm moving faster than the program. It's not all that uncommon either, actually. This is number 8. And I always just kind of switch the name and leave the size first so that I'm not changing the settings unnecessarily, and then I'll just go backwards. So it's back and forth as I do these. I want to go with some more elegant poses for sure. These are all good and fun, but we can do better. So now go back to this, change this to 91. Man, I cannot believe how that wind is blowing. I have an interesting thing I'm going to do today. One of my aunts, has recently discovered Facebook. You know, she has a phone. I'm not even sure if it's a smartphone. I presume it is. And after having nothing to do with the internet for my whole life, in the last year, she's gotten a smartphone. And as far as I know, that's her only access to the internet. She knows enough to be dangerous. God bless her. She is my favorite aunt growing up. She has more pictures of me than anybody. Old pictures. I've pretty much scanned a lot of the ones my mother had, but they kept them in those books with the vinyl acetate covers, whatever. And those are tough to get out and scan without damaging the photos. But Aunt Clara kept them in, I guess, the original photos, and she shares them on Facebook by taking pictures of them. But she doesn't know how to use the things like Genius as an app that will basically eliminate the take multiple pictures of it and it assembles a perfect picture so that you don't have any of the glare. So my goal is to go over there twofold. I'm going to carry my physical scanner and my laptop. I'm going to put Genius on her phone and show her how to use it. Hopefully she'll be able to use that in the future. And then I'm also going to scan like pages of my, you know, just take the pictures and fill up the tray and just scan a bunch of those pictures for processing later, because I don't have a ton of those pictures. And those, I love those photos from the 1970s. They look really cool, and I'd be pleased to have those. So looking here, it looks pretty good. Okay, I think the ones with the hat on, I could tolerate those not having hair, so that's fine. So I'm going to save this as thumbnail maker. That way I can switch between pose maker and thumbnail maker. When I'm making the poses, I don't want to have any of this stuff on. So that's 10 good poses. Now I need 10 more good poses at a minimum. So let's think about this. Let's go back to pose maker, pose builder. There we go. Now, this is clearly geared towards steampunk, and one of the best products out there for steampunk is Stonemason's awesome Steam Street set. So I know I want to do some stuff specific to that. There's a steam airship. I want to do some poses specific to that. Meaning that I don't think I'm going to include go-to poses, but like a pose where she's holding the steering wheel, or a pose where she's kind of like on a corner, or hand on a lamppost. Things like this. I'm looking for tie-ins to other products, because Daz likes that for one thing, because it sells those products. Although in this case it'd be more the other way around, but yeah. So I don't know if I saved that wrong, but it looks like it's taking me back. I don't know if I'm in a holding pattern here. Daz, yeah, okay, it's still working. Old Daz Studio still working. You guys can see that I've started my pattern back here, sound dampening. I'm going to actually extend that around this side, but there's a window that's covered right here. Which I've got my blue screen in front of right now, but so I went through all kinds of trouble getting those things level. I'm not sure if they're perfectly level now, but every method I tried for fastening those sucked. So I finally came with spray adhesive, which works great, but I gather is somewhat permanent. So I've been trying to use a level and establish those, but it takes a hot minute, you know, and that glue is nasty too. You get it on your feet everywhere you walk, just, you know. So, okay. Let's see what's up here. Yep, there we go. So I think we can dispense with the hat for the time being. And the first thing I want to do is I want to make these hands. I want to fix the hands. Meaning I want to make the thumbnails for the hands. So we're going to set up a hand camera as soon as I restore her. There we go. Now, we're going to create a right hand cam. We're going to create a left hand cam. You guys just heard me using the intercom system there. You just saw me, you didn't hear me, because I don't want to scream in your ear. Okay, so create new camera, right hand cam. Oh man, come on. Rename. Right hand cam. We just don't want that on. Off. Then we're going to go over here and make one called, guess what? watch just yelled up the staircase. Brent, I have your lemon water ready. So I am doing like a serious detox situation here. I've been losing weight though, back in the gym, and also trying to diet consistently for a year. I really need to lose weight, so that's what I'm doing. So make sure left hand is left hand. Let's make sure right hand is right hand. Ooh, that's not correct. Let's fix that. So that one got away from me. That's okay. Easy fix. Easy peasy. Okay. So now what we're going to do is go into the hands folder. You know, I don't always offer hands, but I view that as a bonus when a product, because it's more of the kind of thing that I would use, you know, in a construction kit. So like, let's go right hand. So we'll go cradle. Ooh, gotta grab that. We'll go cradle, right hand. Okay. So now we're gonna just grab this folder. Folder. I'm gonna put it here. Oh, there it is. I can just do that. Okay. Sort by type. Might as well just get rid of those. Those are not even helping me. Cradle. So I see I need to do a name change here because if the hands were to go in the same folder, you need a distinction between male and female. So cradle right, rename, Control C. Here we go. Do this. 256.tip. You guys are getting it, right? Reggie, are you getting it? Oh, Reggie, Reg. Now, I might as well stay on the ones that are right hand, just because I don't have to jump from camera to camera. Relax. Okay. Rename that. Control C. Render this. That's supposed to be. Oh, that is right. Yep. And the wind is whipping, you guys. I'm blowing away shadows. Take my love and leave. Old hat. Now, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but the male and female hand poses are pretty much interchangeable. Actually, I need to sort that out a little bit. There we go. Make it look a little nicer. Oh, 256. All right. Now, a little trick, guys, once we get all the right hand ones done. It's a tricky, tricky trick. We just point it right. Because I'm making adjustments to this camera. Rename. Because I'm making adjustments to this camera, it's not going to match perfectly from the left to the right. But what would match is if I went into Photoshop and flipped these 180. Now, technically, the light changes a little bit, but it's not the kind of thing you're going to notice. And then I would have perfectly symmetrical and identical left and right thumbnails. So that's what I'm going to do. So I should have all the right, all the R's should be rendered. Okay, so cool. Now, I'm going to go into switch to another program here. Let's see what I'm on. Okay, yeah, you can see what I'm doing. All right, open this up with Photoshop. And I'm just going to be flipping it. Flip rotation. Flip horizontal. Save as. And I'm going to be changing the R to an L. Yeah, there we go. All right. Let's Cradle. Nope. We're going to go, I'm going to close this. Open. Okay, sort by type. Cradle. Just to make it make sense, I'm going to kind of go with the same name to get the tip, and the TIP file and the regular one. So just changing that to L. Cradle was done. Now hold hat. Flip horizontal. Ooh, so that requires a little extra work. Don't know why I do it like that, but it's okay. Save as. L. There we go. Hold hat. Right. Image. This is as close as identical as you can get. Hold hats. Okay, so loose point. Save as. Okay. Loose point. There we go. Undo. And then it's relax. Almost there. Now it's interesting. If I flip the canvas, I don't have to reposition, so that's something I can do as an efficiency. Always learning, always learning. Okay, flip. Canvas. Save as. Okay. Tip. Okay. All right. Now let's just double check that all that worked the way I think it did. Mouse over that is fine. Mouse over that is fine. So I'll get, make sure that's right. Oh, wait a second here. There always is a. Okay, yeah, just making sure there was always that little space at the edge, which there is. Okay, hold hat left is not right. So let's see what's up here. Hold hat left. Hold hat left. So hold hat right. Oh, I see the problem. It's not named correctly. Wait. Rename. see if that did the trick. Yeah. Okay, cool. So these are cool. You're good. You're good to go. So yeah, just a little extra value there. All right, so jumping back into, let's go ahead and save this because it has those cameras. I like that. That's a good thing to have. And actually, yeah, I got the plane as well, so we'll save that. Okay. Okay, so let's do a restore. This figure. Now we're going to add Steam Street in here. I'm making a save real quick. I'm going to add Steam Street so I can look at some street. There we go. Actually, airship cabin. I know that I want to do one with her steering. And I think the only way to do it is load the full scene in here, but that's okay. We can do that. Merge into scene. Taking a hot minute to load. There we go. Okay, so just jump on in here. So I think I can grab the whole thing. I can grab the whole ship situation and turn it around. Let's go 180 with that. And then move it back. What I'm getting at here is I want her to be in the default position if I can. So this is fine right here. Okay, so jump in here. Actually, I think I can move it back a little more. Cool, 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 cool. All right, so I am debating on using a couple of things from the Pose Architect tools. Where's back right? Cheek, no. Point. I thought I had one called Lazy Point. Lazy Point left. See, it kind of gets it in that general vicinity. This is cumbersome working with all these cameras in the way and stuff because it will mess up your selection a little bit. So I want the right hand grasp. There we go. Now keep in mind when you use those dials you have to bake out the pose. So I'm going to have to, in this case, bake the pose out twice because I used the Pose Architect. If you use it at all, you got to use that little script to break it out, to bake it out, and then I got to bake the standard morph usage out. So 2 steps you need to remember. So I'm going to do this. Then we got to rotate that enough that it looks natural. All natural. Okay. It's working. Give me some hot tea here in a second. Okay, that looks pretty good. Just adjust that a little more. And I grab her. Let's grab the hand. Just pull it forward a little bit. There we go. too bad. Not looking too bad at all. Come on. Undo that. Thumb goes on top. Okay, is there anything I want to do before I get rid of Pose Architect with the head? Let me see. When I say get rid of, I mean bake it out. I want to make sure there's nothing else that I can use to kind of like make this look cool. I'm guessing not. No, 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 no. No. Head look left, head look right. That's okay. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of that, meaning bake it out. So I'm about to kind of move forward. All right, Pose Architect. Okay, it shows you exactly what it baked out, which is cool. Shift B brings up the Bake to Transforms menu. Just want to do that. Sometimes that'll take a second. It's still working, guys. Okay, there we go. Almost there. Okay, now we're pretty close on this one. Let's see here. Now, I could have her do something that would be a little more specific to the gear. What if she had on her goggles and wanted to like touch the side of them like she was activating something, like maybe a light or something like that? So let's experiment with that concept. So let's bring the hand up. I like the idea. Yeah, this is not bad. Gotta get it a little more precise, but okay, so we want that hand touching the pull back just a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's pretty subtle right there. I mean, I think that's going to work out real nice. And when they test this, they won't load this product up, so you know it's just got to be make sure that it's sitting on the ground and touching her goggle. So really, that's the only thing that's kind of like required. Although I may put used, you know, that I used this in a promo, but I won't put it as a required. So it's like she's touching a button, And all of a sudden, when she touches the button, her goggle glows. You see how cool that could be? Yeah. And of course, this will be something I use for a promo as well. So now, I haven't moved her off the 0 spot. I'm pretty sure I can say that looks good. So interactivity is there. And make sure our render camera. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of this now. Boom. Yeah, we want to get that same angle. And I've just got the pertinent information there. Let's go here. I'm going to make sure she is, even though sometimes the default will not put the default pose will not put, you know, her through the floor. I like to do it just a little bit. So if they test it like this, they go, oh, yep, it's touching the floor. So all good. Because they will, if you, I mean, I have had them say, hey, your figure's floating when I base the legs on the default pose. So just a little FYI for you. Okay, so go back to poses. We are ready to move on to pose number 11. And this one is going to be a regular pose, which is so much faster and so much easier to make. You guys will love it. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Not hierarchical, just a regular old pose preset. Number 11. These go so much faster. What I do is uncheck that. All rotations. Pose controls, I will activate and turn off anything that's irrelevant, like face mojo, for example. Here I will go drill down and make sure that I got the Y translate under hip. I'll do the same thing. This is just kind of a foolproof double indemnity policy to make sure that it's going to stick to the ground, because sometimes if you do one or the other, it will not. Bug and Daz, if you ask me. Uncheck head, check back general, which is just the positioning of the head and none of the stuff that goes under it. Which I wish that it worked like that, and when you're making hierarchical poses, it really should. So then I'm going to jump into here real quick. I'm going to open up the previous pose and grab my vendor information and copy that over. Now, I'm going to say this, okay? This does not show up this way once they've made the DAS installer. But let's say, hypothetically speaking, that DAS said, no, this is not our cup of tea. We're going to, you know, we're not going to accept this product. Well, then you could go sell it in another outlet where this stuff does matter, and it will show up. For example, renderosity. So I just do it anyway. It's just a good policy. Okay, so, and technically that one is ready to be rendered out. I'm just going to save this, and I'm going to open up the thumbnail maker. Normally I wouldn't do them one at a time, but just feeling like I want to see what it looks like now with that glow. Knock out 10 more of these today, and then I'll be ready to convert them to male. I'll make a few of them different for the male. It's taking a hot minute. So sometimes I pop over to, I think my Bunjum might be here. Hey man, good morning. Running a stream. Give me a second here. I'll end this real quick. Let's see. We've got 44 minutes into the stream, and I think what I'm going to do is stop right here, and I'll pop back when I pick back up. Thanks for watching.